I'm Megan Mitchell. This is my co-host, John Morrison, and you are listening to the True North Racing Podcast.
Ain't no hesitation, got me going crazy. Keep it moving, I'm tuned in to True North Racing Podcast that you need if you got the need for speed. John Morrison interviewing guests in the industry. Hey, short track, stock car racing, gotta get it hype. Saturday night under the lights, hear the engine rooming by. Smell the gas and feel the vibe, going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing, let's go.
This week's video of the True North Racing Podcast is presented by Vision 20 Studios. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Well, welcome back to a new week of the True North Racing Podcast. I'm your host, John Morrison. Welcoming back our amazing co-host, Megan Mitchell. Megan, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I can't complain. How's your weekend?
Not bad.
So how about this? How was your past 2 weeks? Because we haven't had you on the show in a couple weeks here.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. I had my mom's birthday and then just been working other than that. So,
That's not bad.
same old.
Same old same. How's the cars coming along?
Pretty good.
Yeah. How huh?
Had something I wanted to tell you, but
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you later. It's good.
Oh, you're gonna tell? Oh, is it about your cars or?
Yeah.
Okay. Shh, stay tuned, everyone. Joining us tonight on the program will be the driver of the number 16 mini stock, Mike Thomson. He's gonna stop by here in just a little bit. It's have you had a chance to talk to Mike at all or no?
No.
Okay, so I finally got a chance to meet him at Motorama. Thankfully, he was right across the aisleway from the CVMs.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to go far at all to talk to him. But honestly, such a cool guy, down to earth. Enjoyed talking racing with him, and we're gonna have a great conversation with him tonight about racing because Michael Kenny, myself, and Mike Thomson, we all had a great conversation about mini stock racing and just racing in general. So like I didn't realize like there was so much I didn't realize beforehand, and like I'm already now looking forward to this. I'm gonna joke with him in a little bit. He said something earlier today to me, and I'm like, that's a little funny. But he didn't know what a podcast was.
Oh my gosh.
So I said to him, like, it's like a radio show, except people want to listen to you. That's the best way to describe it.
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly.
But we're gonna get him in here in just a little bit. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk racing, like I said. CVMs. I don't have too much on the CVMs right now. There's been lots of builds going on. Scott Tonelli has his motor switched over. So that orange number 14 car is going to come back out again this year. And he's it's already looking good. So last year he blew up the motor and it was the inline 6. So he went out and got the 30 car, which had a crate motor. Well, he took that entire powertrain at the end of the season and put it into his number 14 car. So now it's no longer an inline 6 in that 14. It will be a V8, 602 V8 in there. TJ Marshall has a brand new chassis being built. He's working on himself. He's got the body mounted. I was joking with him, or we were talking to Motorama, and he said he was gonna hopefully have he wanted to have the car done ready to go by end of April or end of March.
Right.
Yeah. It may go for paint by then, I think. But he finally had it rolling. He had it out. Looked like all the body was done. Maybe some tin work, I think, was left. But Rodney Rutherford is going away from his body style that he had run in the past couple seasons. And he'll now be sporting a new coach style body. So looking forward to seeing that once it's complete. I've been getting little snippets from Rodney every now and then. So it's looking like it's gonna be a good season with the club. Over on the Joe Media side, man, I feel like I never stop. Between everything, man, I feel there's always so much on the go.
Probably.
There's only so much me that I can do stuff in an hour or in a day. We are gonna have some Joe Media apparel we're gonna have some more t-shirts. Sorry, Rachel, we're still using it, even though Jacqueline has seen you like twice now since. Which I'm currently sporting the black one.
I like that.
Oh yeah, look at the backside. Look at the backside.
Is that vinyl or did she sublimate that one?
You know what? Taylor. I know she's been listening a lot lately, so like Taylor, let me know.
It looks like vinyl, but
I can't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, Taylor, you're gonna have to let me know. It may be complicated. I may have to copy and paste your screenshot and send it over to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna announce this though. I am happy to announce that Joe Media and Graphic Design Studio is gonna work together. Rachel is gonna be doing all of our artwork for our podcast, so she's gonna. You know, I started messing with an app, and I was like, "Ooh, like it's good, but like, I want more." And I'm like, I can't do more because I'm not that good. So I was like, Rachel, you want a chance to make some extra money? I'm like, you do this each week. I'll send you who it is, give you a picture, and that's what we're gonna run with. I'm like, you just design something. I as long as it looks good, this is what it needs. That's it. So I'm happy to say that we're gonna have some better artwork for the social media drops that we have instead of what I've been creating lately, which I think aren't bad.
They look good,
but they just need to be better. And they're compared to what I used to do. Like literally, I would just take the photo over to Instagram, slap in the PNG logo of the True Northern podcast logo I have, and type in their name and then send it, and we're good. I want better. I want more. I want to improve, and that's what we're gonna keep doing. Next up on the docket, guess what we're gonna do in a couple weeks here? I'm hoping for a brand new intro.
Ooh.
Because here's the thing, you've been on here for a year, and I've been meaning to get at it, and I should have done it over the off season, but I never did. Is I do want to have an intro that has your name involved in it as well, because you're the damn co-host. Like, you deserve the same recognition. Like, it might help with their intro videos. I don't know. Like, we'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm hoping to debut a new intro in a couple weeks here. So,
alrighty.
And this time it's gonna, like I said, have Megan involved in the title as well. And you know, I think I showed you a clip of the guy I'm thinking of working with this year. It was different. It wasn't a song, but I like the intro style that it had, and you know, maybe that's what we need. Maybe just move away from I love the song. I love the song.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think every now and then we need to switch it up a little bit.
Exactly.
And you know, nothing wrong with variety, because who knows, maybe one week I'll be like, not that one this week. Let's put in this one.
That's true.
It'll be nice to have a couple different varieties. I got nothing going on with Saba right now. So I was so meaning to have a few different things happen today. But just this weekend has been crazy. So we never got a chance to do it. But anyways, we are less than like 50 days to race day. You realize that? Like,
oh, I do.
time to get the butt in gear. Oh, hold up. How would you like to announce what the heck's going on with your race team this year? Like, what did you guys just get a couple weeks ago?
Oh, the
Oh,
trailer?
I saw the trailer. No, I was talking about that.
I don't know.
I was talking about the new sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you. I think you guys talked about. You guys debuted them, but they didn't. I don't think we
Yeah.
talked about it on the show.
Yeah, because last time we talked about it, it wasn't
It wasn't a
like
done deal.
final, yeah. But now
Yeah. So,
it's official. So
all right. So drop it.
we have I guess technically our first like sponsor for the team this year, which is Pub Fiction in Ancaster. It's like just down the road from us. So we've got some stuff in store that we're gonna do with them, and they're really cool. Like
Are we
it's
looking at
really nice place.
shows?
I think so. I know we're planning to like take the cars to the restaurant and like
Yep.
display them and take pictures and do all this stuff with them, and yeah,
So,
yeah,
do I get an invite?
for sure.
Yes.
And then we can like go for dinner after because their wings are amazing.
See, here's the thing: is I don't like when people say, "Oh, these got the best wings." You know what? No. You always got to keep searching for the best wings.
It's true. And like we have that argument I guess it's not really an argument. We have that discussion all the time about how like someone will say, "Oh, this place has the best wings." And we go and they're these little tiny wings and I'm like, "That's not what I like. I like
Yeah.
the bigger, like juicier, and I
Yeah.
like breaded." So like,
That's where you lose me.
I don't know. Really?
I gotta have classic wings.
Yeah.
They can't be
I don't
breaded.
even- No.
No.
I like
And
when
that's
they
because
give option.
because the thing is I don't like it because to me they taste like KFC.
Mm,
Right? So for me,
right.
like if I want wings, I want to taste the meat and I want to taste the sauce.
Mhm.
I don't want a breading to mix to,
Yeah. See, and theirs are good because it's not really a breading, it's just like dusted. So it's
yeah.
like you don't really taste it. Like that's all you get is like the sauce. And
Yeah.
I really like it. Like they're so good.
Guess what I made tonight?
Ooh,
Did you see
what's
my
that?
Snap story?
Oh, I did actually, yeah. That was
Okay.
good.
Okay. Here's the thing. Guess what I made for a sauce for that?
Dr. Pepper.
I did. I actually made my own Dr. Pepper recipe for it.
Oh my god.
So I was like, what am I gonna put on this chicken? So I made some chicken on the because it was a beautiful day. I'm like, I have to use the barbecue. So
Mhm.
Jacqueline and I got the barbecue, and because we have a little get together happening in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
So I need to get my grilling skills back a little bit because I'm gonna be attempting my first brisket at that get together. So I want to make sure it's my grilling skills are right. So like I'm gonna do some hamburgers this week. I'm gonna be grilling as much as I can on nice days because I'm like I
Yeah.
need to because I don't want to mess up when that brisket happens in a couple weeks here. Like,
Yeah.
do you really think I want to make like a brisket's $100? Do you think I want to make that go to waste and then we all have to order pizza?
Yeah. Really though.
That
That would
that's
suck.
a terrible night. Right? Y'all expecting this smoked meat. It's like, nah, dog, you ain't getting that. It's like
Kidding, it's like
so
dog food now, so
exactly. Um, which by the way, we gotta talk about that after anyways. That's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, I made it. I had leftover Dr. Pepper from yesterday. Don't ask me how I had leftover Dr. Pepper. I just had it. And I had about like this much in the bottom of the bottle. So I'm like, you know what? Dump it in there, dump some barbecue sauce in there, mix mix it up, and then I put some salt, pepper,
Ooh.
chili flakes. No, not chili flakes. Cajun, onion, garlic, a little bit of oregano as well. Wix it all up, the chicken just I set it in there, dipped it in there, put it on the tray, put it on the barbecue. And then every flip I did, I basted it again with the
Mm,
barbecue bags. Because I had leftover, so I started basting each one after I flipped them.
nice.
It turned out pretty darn good.
That'd be good.
But now I need to go through my cookbook over here and find that Dr. Pepper recipe and actually make it.
Mm-hmm.
because I want.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you see that Feeney found that strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper?
He said it tastes like strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a barbecue place right around the corner from my house. They got it. So I'm thinking maybe for that get together, I'll go over and buy a couple cans.
Mm-hmm.
Then that way we have it. We can try it because we still got the dessert stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, we gotta get ice cream.
Yeah, no, that's easy. We got ice cream. We got vanilla ice cream here. Frick. What about those Dr. Pepper peeps?
Oh man, I still gotta go pick those up from her.
Yeah.
So
So if anyone's got any Dr. Pepper idea stuff for us, just shoot us a DM. Because that's I think that's one thing we do both enjoy Dr. Pepper a lot.
literally, when we went bridesmaid dress shopping, I had my bag and I went to pull out a drink and I pulled out a bottle of Dr. Pepper and Jack was like, I fucking knew it. Like
She told me about that, and I was like, "Oh
like,
yes."
how did you know?
Nah, it's not like we drink Dr. Pepper all that much. And so she's heading over to Walmart right now with her sister, and she goes, "Do you want Dr. Pepper?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I got orange pop in the garage right now, so like I'm okay." She's like, "Do you want Dr. Pepper?" I'm like, "I'm never gonna say no,
Yeah.
but like don't go out of your way to get it. If you're
Mhm.
by the aisle and there's some there, like pick one up. Yeah, sure, go ahead. But if you're not, don't stress about it."
Mhm.
But yeah, it's I don't know if we'll do any filming when we try that
Yeah.
stuff. There's a case one of us starts yakking. I don't think we need that. But I think we definitely got to try the Dr. Pepper when you guys come over here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
With that in mind, or not really in mind, let's switch some gears here, and why don't we bring in our guest this week, Mike Thomson.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Here's Mike Thomson driving the number 16 mini stock at Flamboro Speedway. All right, guys. Joining us this week is the driver of the number 16 mini stock, Mike Thomson. Mike, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for letting me join your show.
No
Appreciate
problem. How's your off season been going?
The off season's been pretty busy. Obviously we went to Motorama, so we kind of had to get everything in high gear to get everything ready for it. I know I showed some pictures to you where the car was still didn't have a body on it 2 weeks before the show. So actually I was just mentioning the last couple of weeks have been a little bit boring because the car is all ready, so there's not really a whole lot for me to do right now. So but it's been pretty
Yeah.
busy.
I was gonna say, Megan, I wish I forward those pictures over to you. Literally like 2 weeks before, like a month before, and I'm like, it's a bare chassis. There's not an extra bolt on her, and I'm like, are you guys gonna have that ready in time? You're telling me you're going into Motorama. It's like there's not a whole lot. There's
Crunch
and
time.
like every week there was new updates, and it's like holy, like they put like to me it looked like 28 hours to 40 hours into putting it back together, and she came together in the last month, and I'm like, holy crap. And then of course the scene at Motorama was just oh, it's a good looking car. Yeah, it's I can't believe how much work you guys had. And of course, yeah, you're right, like in that last couple weeks your car's ready to go. We're still a month out.
Right. Well,
So
I mean, it's not really ready to. I mean, it's ready to go in a sense that like the car, all the hard work's done.
yeah,
Obviously, you got to get the setup all in it and stuff like that. And there's a few little things here and there, but yeah, it is kind of nice. Usually, it's how they usually have with racers where you're doing 3 months worth of work in like 2 weeks time, right? And that's generally how things go. But yeah, we did that for Motorama, so we're already ahead of the game right now.
that's good though. So what's damn it, where do I want to go with this already? Jesus. Sometimes I'm prepared, sometimes I'm not, and sometimes we just go off what's on the top of my head here. So let's go. Let's jump into Motorama here real quick. You got invited to go to Motorama. How was that weekend? How was the whole show? What was the atmosphere like? What was your feedback like from the weekend?
Uh, it was our first. I've never actually even been to Motorama before, so that
Oh
was my
wow.
first experience. Cold turkey. Never even actually been to the show before, so I didn't really know what to expect. And it was fun, and it's surprisingly you're not really doing a whole lot, but I was pretty tired after those 3 days.
Mm.
Just I think just standing around and uh, probably on day two, I decided to go grab myself a seat. I grabbed myself a little stool because I was like, my feet were getting so tired, and I thought it was either that I was going to get in the car and take a nap in between people coming by. But Saturday was crazy. There was a lot of people going through there, and it was nice just to get back into like that whole Saturdays at the track, racing kind of family there, and everyone stopping by. And it's like people that you haven't seen since the race season ended. And it was really nice to catch up with a lot of people coming by and stuff like that and seeing a lot of familiar faces. So, yeah, it was pretty great experience.
Honestly, so this is the second time or third time I've actually worked Motorama. Last year was I was there courtesy of Flamboro Speedway, as well as we did a couple live shows last year up on the stage. And of course in the shortened 2020 version, same deal. I was there part of the Canadian Vintage Modifieds, and to me it's always a great show, but the Saturday portion of it, you're right, it feels like a race day without the racing, because people you haven't seen since September, October, the year previous, they're coming out of the woodworks, they're coming to see you, they're coming to say hi, and it's a great atmosphere to really, it's that friendly atmosphere. You get to talk with people that you haven't seen in a while, and to me it gets you more hyped for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even we unloaded the car in the parking lot I think it was Thursday when we had to move it in.
Yeah.
And just firing the car up and then driving into the building. As soon as I got in it, I was like, okay, I wish we were going to the track right now, because you can feel it as it was in the car. I could feel like the adrenaline rushing already. And I was like, oh, I got to go in here and turn this off now. I was like, I want to go to the track and go racing.
I mean, unfortunately, at the time there was still a lot of snow on the ground, so I don't think we could have found a decent track to be able to go run at the time being.
I still would have liked to try though. It was
You,
yeah, I think it was the Friday we had that really bad snow. So
yep.
luckily, on Thursday it was pretty good. So there was no snow on the ground at that time. But obviously, yeah, on Friday and Saturday with the snowstorm, we definitely wouldn't have been going anywhere in that parking lot.
I mean, to be fair, we all could have loaded up in a vehicle and just gone over to K1 Speed because it's on the other side of the airport.
Right.
So
I actually there was a few people that were doing that, and I was like, I didn't even realize where it was or how close it was. But yeah, I wish I could have maybe just snuck out a little for a few laps over there. That would have been kind of cool.
next year we need to plan that better.
Yeah.
All of us get down there at a certain time, just go karting for a couple hours, and then head over to Motorama, just cause mayhem.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have had
Uh,
just John. Could have had like John Caselli. You could have had him just watching the cars, and then we could all just go over there, do some racing, and come back. I'm sure that he could have handled it. He was quite comfortable over there in the tent. So
I was gonna say John is in his elements when he's at the show.
yeah,
Like he just see it. The thing about the show is like just seeing everyone, even non-racing fans, just come by and just start talking to you about these cars, like about your cars, about where you run. Like I think I sold a guy on going to Flamboro this year, and I'm really hoping he comes out the corn roast night, because that's what I pitched him on. Because I'm like, if you want the best night possible, come to the corn roast. Why? Because this is why. Look at the action-packed card of racing you got. You also get a free corn roast after the race. That means you get to come across over to the pits and you get to see these cars just after they ran. 60 to 70 laps that night, go up to them, meet the drivers who are obviously drenched in sweat because it's still September, it's beginning of September, and then you get free corn. Where do you go wrong?
Yeah, the amount of people I heard that even came by and they were like, Flamboro, where is that? And then when you explain to them and they're like, I think I'm only like 15 minutes from there, or they're from Burlington or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, well, you're obviously like cars because you came to this show. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you come out if you're that close to the track? So, and then this year Kevin Small, like he actually sent us over like the QR code. So I actually put that on the car. So people were
Oh,
coming by
perfect.
and they were scanning the car QR code straight to the Flamboro website, which was kind of cool. And like you said, I hope same thing with you. I hope a few of those people actually come out that we saw on that weekend for sure.
I'm really hoping forward to, like, I'm really hoping that a lot more people, like you said, who are within 10, 15, like we've talked about this past couple weeks, and I feel bad for keep talking about it. But again, you're a Flamboro racer, you see it, Megan sees it, she's a Flamboro racer. We all see it. Flamboro is such in a very good spot where they have so many big populated areas to pull from. And it's nice that we can be out there supporting the track. Obviously, you were there. I wasn't. Well, I was there with the CVMs, not part of Flamboro Speedway, but with you there as part of the Flamboro Speedway booth, it's, to me, I feel like you may have made fans just by them going like, oh snap, like they see your car, they see you got to talk to them. It's that personal interaction that they need. In my opinion, that's what I feel is lacking, is we need that personal interaction. Like, I hate to say it, driver intros, I would love to see once a month for driver intros. Like, pick a different division and do driver intros. So one, and out of car too, so that way the people and the fans can see you. Like, I don't know, it's just something. It's something that weighs on my mind, that we need that more personal interaction. Just seeing the cars, seeing the names, seeing the people. We need to see the faces of the drivers.
Yeah, I agree with that because I think one of the biggest nights is when we do like the autograph nights, or where the kids go around and the cars and stuff like that. Is because they see you on the track, they see you just kind of driving around, but they don't actually see you as the person.
Yep.
And I think it may be that 15-minute conversation that I had with someone that, maybe they either liked me or disliked me. It could either go either way, right? But maybe that little bit of personal interaction from that weekend as well, and any other time during the season, if you have, after the races, people come over the pits and they're chatting with you and stuff like that. It's like they see a person that's, just went out and drove the car around and maybe got into an accident, or, won the race or lost the race, doesn't really matter. But seeing that interaction with people face to face is something that I think we would all enjoy.
Megan, can you weigh in on this as well?
No, I agree. Like, sometimes you really don't know who's behind the helmet. So it's like, that was my favorite thing as a kid, was actually meeting those drivers. And it's like, for me as a girl, when I won my race, I had guys coming over and they're like, where's your brother? I want to congratulate him. I'm like, that wasn't fucking him. That was like, what? Like, they just assume. So it's like, it's nice to actually meet those drivers and like see who they are.
Yeah, I still probably somewhere have like hero cards from going back to like, I don't know, like maybe the first time I met, DJ Kennington or something like that. And they might be 10 or 12 years old. I mean, and I still probably have them somewhere. I know my brother probably has them too. Like, that was your favorite thing as a kid, going around and meeting these people. And I think it's really nice to have that interaction with the fans and stuff like that, because they really get a sense of who you are, not just the car that's going around the track.
I completely agree. We could talk probably about this all night, but we're gonna switch up gears here because we want to learn more about Mike. I'm sorry we already went off the rails here. That is our typical that's our MO here. We go off the rails early, often, and we see a squirrel, we chase it. So for Mike, when when did you first get started? When did you first get involved in racing?
Well, it's hard to say really because my brother and I both were doing some of like the dirt enduros like a long time ago. I did one in a Ford Tempo over at Humberstone, I think it was. And
Yep.
then my brother, he ended up driving the car at Merrittville, and I had this Buick LeSabre, this beautiful Buick LeSabre. It was this huge boat, and then we raced each other at Merrittville in one of those enduro. They did like 3 enduros a year, and actually, my brother just creamed me one time, and it took his rat out too. I spun out in the corner, and he T-boned me and
Oh,
wrecked both of our cars. Um, but that was kind of just, just messing around. And then we did at Delaware Speedway. I guess it would be back 12 years ago. We did like the Saturday enduro class that they had there for a couple of years. But it was, we were just kind of messing around. We weren't really racing. It was like once a month, and we were racing against guys like, like Steve Book and the McCullough brothers, and everybody out there was running, their Camaros that they race now in like the hot rod class, and we were driving a 1994 Ford Thunderbird with a 4.6 in it, getting lapped every 3 laps, but it was still fun just to be out there, right? And then I didn't do anything for a while, and last year was our first full season of racing. We tried a few years before that, COVID hit, only got a few races in, but last year was our full season in any racing at all. So that was kind of our first real kick of the can last year.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
see, and that's the job. That's the whole point of this podcast, is to learn about these drivers, because I didn't know anything about that. And guess what? Now we learned something new.
I just watched and I'm like, this guy's good. So I just assumed that like you've been doing it for like years.
Because you didn't see the rookie stripes.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't pay attention
We
to it.
we joked around about that. I mean, uh we joked around about that, putting like a rookie stripe on there. And I was a rookie at, 43 years old, my first real full season in racing. So but yeah, no, I mean, it's just, we got started really late, but I mean, we're having a ton of fun at it too, right? So, um, everybody's all in when it comes to racing in our family, obviously. So, um, yeah.
So the one thing I always say, I don't never really said on the shows before, but they always say that if a car could talk, you could tell you stories. Um, but unfortunately, cars can't talk, so we have to have people who tell the stories to tell their story for us. Where did you get the car from, and who do you know the history of the car?
Um, I believe, um, wow, I have to think about it. This was originally a Rich Schwarzenberg's car. I think this was one of his original cars that he had built. And it was funny, and we were talking about too, is um, we had still, when we were building the car, we needed a piece of sheet metal for the floor and behind the seat. And we went around the back, and I guess when we bought the car, we ended up with Billy Schwarzenberg's hood still with the car, and we cut up his hood, and I sent him a message saying that the Schwarzenberg hood was still inside the car technically, because we used that for the floor pan. And I think there was I think it was Tyler Mayhew. I might be getting that wrong, but I think he drove it was yellow and black 24, I think, back in the day. So that's where I don't really know much other than that, but I do know that there's not much left on the car that was originally uh from when Rich had it. I think we have maybe some fender tops in the main hoop that are still from the original, but everything else has been built by us, my dad and myself and my uncle and my brother. We pretty much took 2 years to build that car the way it is now.
Oh, wow.
See that right there. See, that's impressive.
Mhm.
You know, it's now we need to get Rich to see if he can confirm that or not.
I can
But yeah,
confirm that it was his car because I've seen.
okay,
So when we bought the car, I was messaging Rich because I mean I knew nothing about mini stock racing. I knew nothing about Mustangs. So
yeah.
at the beginning, I was messaging him left and right, and we were talking about the car itself, and he shared pictures of the car originally.
Oh wow,
Um, yeah, so I do know it was his car originally.
there we go.
Hmm.
Um, so like you said, it's gone through a huge, I guess the right word would be upgraded process here. To get it where you guys like to be able to go to hit back the track, eh?
Yeah, I mean, um, but we all know when it comes to like these cars, like over the years, like there's just such a huge jump from what they used to be, probably from when, Rich had the car. I mean, it wasn't anywhere near as much as all the upgrades that you have to do now just to even, compete. Not only that, safety wise too, like we put like a full hoop in the back and stuff like that. So we have we put a lot of extra stuff into the car to make it what it is now and to make it extra safe as well. Because we are going a lot faster than they used to as well. So we
I
put some extra safety gear in there.
I was gonna say because probably when Rich had that car, the rules of it were about as what the rules were for a pure stock was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure well, I mean, that's how it was intended, right? Obviously,
Exactly.
it wasn't made for what they are now. I mean, now mini stocks these days, we call them like mini late models, the way that we've progressed, the way they are looking right now. So
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's no longer for the mini stocks is no longer a entry level division like it once was. And you know what, that's perfectly fine. So obviously we're gonna jump into the 2022 season here because you said, like you said, that was your first full season. But before we do, actually, I want to talk about your first race in the mini stock. Where was it? How did you do?
so the very first race in the mini stock was, I think it was um probably during COVID, I think. So I think it was like during COVID, and I think it was Frostfest was like my first ever race was like in 2020. Just we built the car. We didn't have even had a motor yet because with COVID and getting parts and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I took my brother's motor from his Oswego car and I put it in my car and then completely blew it up in that race. I put a nice big baseball hole size in the block from.
Oh no.
This wasn't exactly made for yeah, for racing at Flamboro. So I still owe him a motor for down the road for sure. But it's
You
nothing like
never
going best for your first race ever. I mean, we were just so excited to be there. We're like we were driving down and it's like, it took two years to build the car, and just to be so excited that we were driving to the track with a car on the trailer and going to a race. And it didn't matter what was going to happen. We were just so excited to actually be there. It was just a long process. I think that the paint was still wet when we pulled into the driveway at Flamborough because I was there the night before, still painting the car just to get it ready for that race.
Oh wow. Well, now I'm gonna have to go back. That's gonna be on my to watch list. Is gonna be the 2020 Frostfest from Flamboro Speedway and catch Mike Thompson's first race in a mini stock. Because I was
It
there that
wasn't
day, but like,
wasn't
sorry,
pretty.
it
It
wasn't
wasn't
pretty. Yeah,
no.
it happens. I
Yeah.
got I'm gonna be honest. I got in trouble that night because that's my now future mother-in-law. That was my future mother-in-law's birthday party that they had, surprise birthday party. I went to the track instead of going to that. I'm still living it. So
Yeah, it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission.
exactly. So now that brings us obviously into the 2022 season. Your first full season, finished second in points, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. I wanted to make sure that before I continue on here. You finished second in points. You ran the full season. I think you had all but 1 or 2 nights off from Flamboro all year. How was that schedule like? What was the season like for you? And
It was I guess not knowing to expect. It was a very busy season, and we didn't miss 1 week. There was 1 week that I didn't come because we had a Keith Urban concert in Toronto. My wife and I went to the concert, so my brother filled in for me for that week as my co-driver. But we were there for every single week. We needed to get in perfect attendance, so even all the specials, we were there for every one of them. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I put we have a like a whiteboard on the trailer, and I put a goal up for the year, and my goal was to win a race. Now, that may not seem like a huge deal, but considering that we had never been really running a full season, that was a goal to win a race. So obviously winning my first race, that was a huge thing for me in 2022. And just, that everybody put so much hard work into it. And I was excited to win, but I was more excited for like my team and excited for everybody that's, there every single week, helping on the car and, putting a lot of hours in, being there every weekend. It was so exciting not for myself, well, for myself, but for them as well. It was a great experience for sure. And then we got a second win, and that was even better. So,
now, which one was better, the first or the second?
well, see, the first one, I thought, obviously your first win is going to be special, but the fact that there was a restart with a few laps left, and I had to start on the outside of Bobby Mercer. Now, obviously, starting on the outside at Flamboro, we all know isn't the best spot to be in, but I don't know what it was, but I just floored it into turn one, and I cleared Bobby, got in front of him, and sure, he probably gave me a little bit of space when I did that, but I remember afterwards, my dad's like, I did not see that coming. I did not see. I never saw that coming. That was something that never expected. So, and then the second one, I think that one was different for a reason because there was a lot of restarts beside myself and Kyle Eistead for like 3 or 4 laps. There was a bunch of restarts, and then once we got clear, I think it was around lap 5 or so, we led for the rest of the race. So we led about 20 laps. So that one felt good, and that felt a little bit different because it felt like we kind of put a little exclamation on that championship night, and just straight out winning that one.
See, that's not bad at all. Obviously, like the first one, first of all, not many people that I even know of can work the high side at Flamboro. First of all, one, you got to be some sort of crazy to be able to handle it. 2, you have to be able to skill level to be able to hold on to it, because it's to anyone who's listening who's never been to Flamboro, there is no outside groove at Flamboro. It is a one-line race to the bottom, move him if you can kind of track, to the point where there is no outside line, and you line up 2 by 2 on that track every restart, every start. For those guys, it is anyone who can hold themselves on the high side. First of all, has I've seen guys like David Elliott pass guys on the high side, and you're thinking, how the hell does a guy in a pro late model be able to pass a guy on the outside? But then you realize the balls of steel they got, and then so first of all, that even the first win to be able to pass them on the high side, man, well, I do stand out to do the show, so I am giving you a standing ovation right now. So to be able to hold yourself out there. And of course, yeah, your second one, that you're right. It's an exclamation point because it's not your only one.
Right.
Right. And now this year, you're just like, I can think of 3 or 4 guys who on any given night can probably go out there and win.
Right.
You know, you're going to have yourself, Kalen Wallace, Michael Kenny. He might be able to go out there. Should be able to go out there and win a couple. Damn, who else is coming back this year?
Well, Mike Gilmore will be.
Mike Gilmore's going to be tough.
He's going to be fast all the time. I know Tyler Lewis said he's going to try to make it out more often with his car. So,
Sean
Taylor.
Sure
Sean's going to be. He's going to be there a little bit anyways. And it was funny you were saying that about the outside. I was rewatching the APC race from July where him and Kyle Newmeister drove side by side for, I don't know, 15 laps, and Sean hung out for 15 laps on the outside, proving that it's not really a 2-groove racetrack, but for some reason Sean's car, he just has it set up that he can run that outside. And of course, Kyle was probably cursing him afterwards because I remember talking to him afterwards and he's like, yeah, I had no tires left because he was pinching me down and I couldn't get off the corner. So maybe a little bit of the outside was a little bit of the strategy as well. But it was just funny that I was watching that race earlier on YouTube. So that's what I do when I'm not racing is I'm watching it. So
you know what? I know someone from the CVMs who bugs me about videos all the time. Hey Megan, you know exactly who I'm talking about here. He is Scott Tonelli, driving the number 14 CVM. I swear that guy, he's asked me for so many videos of like in-car, whatever footage I got, he just wants me to send it to him so he can watch. So I usually send him a lot of in-car stuff because that to me, that's where you're going to learn.
Right.
You're going to see how other guys are going to be able to sit there and handle the car going through the corner. So obviously watching racing, what do you hope to pick up when you go back and watch these races?
I have I always have my in-car videos as well. And it's funny is that even when I watch it and I show like, if I show my dad or if I show my brother and stuff like that, the in-car, they're like, it didn't look like you were like fighting the car as much as you were from the outside. And then when you watch it, you realize how much someone really does work the wheel in the corner to try to. So I guess it's more of like a go back and kind of see where we were maybe just missing a little bit in the corners and where we were giving up a little bit of time on the track, because I mean, it's such a small margin between the guys that run up front that you're just looking for that little bit of something that maybe watching it back that you're giving up during that race that maybe was the reason why you finished second or third instead of winning the race.
Yeah, it's all a learning process in my opinion. And the more you learn, the more you watch, the more you're going to pick up. And you're right. You're going to find what, I noticed right here. I didn't, there's no reason for this. Why did I do this? And it's one of those things. It's kind of weird how racing has evolved from just showing up and running and just running laps to now we analyze every millisecond of a lap, because every millisecond you lose on the track, you got to make up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when we leave the track, on the way home, of course, the shop is in Dunnville, right? I live in Hamilton, but the shop is in Dunnville, and we leave the track, and the whole time we're driving back, all we're talking about is what we did right and what we need to do for next time. So, I mean, the race isn't even over. We haven't even unloaded the car out of the trailer, and we're already talking about what to do for next week. And that's kind of how we are every single week. And we're trying to think, what's the best thing that we can do? Because we lost that night because we didn't do something, or we didn't do something great. And what can we do to change that?
That's the mentality I like to see from a lot of from your racers now. Like it is definitely great to see that. I'm going to change up gears here a little bit. We're going to go into third gear here, I guess we would call it. We haven't reached high gear yet, so don't worry about that. For 2023, what are your plans?
So for 2023, our plans are to run the full schedule again at Flamboro. There's a lot less races this year than there was last year, so that's kind of favorable for most of us that are going to be racing there. I mean, I think last year there was like 23 races or something like that, where this year we're down to like 15 and 12 points night races. I think I could be wrong, but I think that's where we're at. So
Something like that, yeah.
yeah, so we plan on running. We're going to run all of them. So we're going to be there on the 29th. We're going to run that one, the spring or the first race are on the 29th. And then I really, depending on like the schedule, but I really would love to go and go up to Sunset to at least one of those velocity races there. I'm not sure how that conflicts with the schedule we have at Flamboro, but definitely going to Autumn Colors. I went up last year just to watch and then ended up helping out with Sean Taylor, and I was like, why didn't I bring my car? Like this is amazing. I want to be up here. And I was sitting on pit road as the cars are lined up and being introduced, and I was like, yeah, I'm coming back next year for sure. So we're going to be going up there for sure at the end of the year.
But this time I'm bringing my car, damn it.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's going to come with me after the end of the year. I think last year with all the races, we finished like the week before at Frostfest, and I think everyone was just kind of like, that's it. I don't even want to think about racing anymore. And my first thought was, I'm going up to Autumn Colors, and I drove up by myself and went up there to watch. And then as soon as I got there, and Sean's always there with his dad, and I was like, hey, you know what? If I'm here, I'm going to help out. So I said, give me some gloves and let's get in there and I'll help you out. So, and then now I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back next year with the car for sure.
I have yet to go to Autumn Colors, but it is on a bucket list of races I need to go to. It is. I've almost gone 3 or 4 times. Just stuff didn't work out, sponsorships didn't work out with the drivers I was working with, and so just never made it out. But it is for sure on my list to get out there because, first of all, the colors on the leaves around the facility, first of all, just absolutely gorgeous. JP and the entire gang there at Peterborough just do an amazing job at year in and year out. They're doing something right, and there's a reason why they got cars coming. I heard there's cars coming from far west as Delaware now to come race colors.
Yeah, I mean, it was packed over there. Like we were in like a field over the side. Like I was like, I'm driving up back and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, they're parked in the fields. So I'm like walking around the fields. I'm like, this is great. I mean, yeah, I'll tell you what, if we go up there, then I can always use someone that can maybe jump onto the wall if you need to give me a hand. So here's your invite. You can come on my team if you want. Here.
I just got to talk to the girlfriend or to the fiance, see if I can get the. Sorry, honey, I want to skip. Can I skip turkey dinner this year and go up to Peterborough? I would
remember ask forgiveness.
Ask for forgiveness. Yeah. I don't know, Megan, Jacqueline. I don't think I can even get away with that. Do it. I couldn't get away with that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not Thanksgiving, but like, just do it.
Just do it. Oh. So if I do that, Megan, you're taking the fall for it because you said just do it.
Megan told me to.
Megan told me to. I don't know what. It sounds like you got a good schedule, and obviously, and the cool part is I'm gonna brag a little bit here for a second. the cool part is that you are a Joe Media driver for this year, and so you have your own section up on our website, and that means your schedule is posted up there. So anyone who's listening and wants to find out where they can find Mike this summer, head up to, or we'll put a link in the website just below here. You guys can go take a look, and the full schedule's there. I still got to add some stuff of yours to the page, but the schedule's there. Still got a couple things, like I said, we got to work on. This episode's actually going to go up there.
Nice.
So the little extra added videos for you. I think I'm even gonna add your YouTube channel, so that way any videos you post to YouTube will go straight up onto that page.
Yeah, I gotta get better at stuff like that. When it comes to like social media stuff, you guys do a great job with what you do, and that was one of the reasons why like I teamed up with you guys, because you are, right on it, and you really promote things well, obviously. But for me, social media for me is like I could never make that commitment to do it every single week. But every week I usually try to put on one of my videos from like an in-car or roof camera or something like that. So yeah, if that YouTube, I mean, people can follow the link and then they can just watch the videos, and I'll try to upload them weekly.
Yeah, because the way I look at it is that, and that was the cool part, is when you reached out to me about coming on board for this year. I was like, holy crap, new driver! This like new driver, not even like I've obviously seen you race in the mini stocks, because last year we had a couple drivers in the mini stocks. So like being able to have obviously work with another driver, it's nice to be able to work with new people who are coming up. It's like, hey man, like I want to work with you. Like, I was taken aback a little bit, not gonna lie, when you reached out to me about it, because I was like, oh shit, someone else wanted. But it's definitely been already a pleasure working with you, because it's, to me, I want to see racing grow, and I just want to help out where I can, and I feel like this is an area where I can help guys like yourself, like you said, right? It's difficult. Well, if I can help in any way, this is what I can offer. This is what I can help with. So I hope you're already enjoying working with us for the year before the even season starts. I hope you continue. You're enjoying working with us for the year.
Yeah, I mean, we even at Motorama, it was like we had messaged each other back and forth and stuff like that, but like never actually sat down and chatted. And it was like I was like nervous to come up to start chatting with you at Motorama, because I was like, all right, well, does he know I'm here or what? Because like I mean, sometimes we get into the texting and this and that, but it was nice to sit down and have that face to face with you, and at Motorama and stuff like that, to get to know you a little bit and talk a little bit about stuff. And yeah, it was pretty good, and I'm enjoying it so far, because like I said, I'm not great at this kind of stuff, so I don't mind talking racing, and I don't mind posting some videos here and there, but it's kind of nice to have someone to work with who can kind of guide me for the year, for sure.
Absolutely. Like Megan's a part of the team, so like she's, she'll help out too.
I had to get her out of that Ryan Dyson sweatshirt though. I have to get you some new merch once I get stuff, then get you out of that Dyson sweatshirt.
I'm always down for new stuff.
I was gonna say, I think that's a. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, at Dyson, the first time I met Ryan is I was doing his iRacing league like in like 10 or 12 years ago as well. So that was the first time I met Ryan, and we're still we're friends now. We were chatting today and stuff like that stuff, and watching his videos. And I wish I could do what he does too with the vlogs and stuff like that, but it's a lot of commitment to do it. But yeah,
So that's where I'm trying to get to, but I just don't have a race car to do that for.
Right.
And no one lives. Actually, there's a couple guys who live close enough to me that I can probably do, but that's why I do the stuff that I do, the same stuff for the CVMs, just to help out, right? Well, honestly, that's yeah. I know Megan's always down for new apparel.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen her not in a racing t-shirt when we come on the show.
That's all that's in my dresser, really. Like, sometimes it's bad when you're going out and it's like, oh, I need like fancier clothes. Well, this is my nicest race tee.
I'm gonna come back to that after we let Mike go here in a little bit because I got a good story on this. Um, but actually, I think right now is actually a really, really good time to get into our fan question period.
Okay. I didn't realize that I had any fans, so go ahead.
So as you saw earlier today, we put it there on Facebook. You were joining us on the program tonight, and we got a couple questions for you. You ready to answer them?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm Megan, taking away.
Okay. The first one is from William_Trillium, and he said, what has been the biggest moment of your racing career?
Well, obviously the biggest moment was obviously last year getting that first win. Um, I mean, it's something that, even whether it's, if it's a mini stock or a pro late model or whatever it is that you're racing, it does not matter if it's a go-kart. That very first win, that was my biggest achievement so far, and especially last year with that at Flamboro at mini stocks for sure.
Definitely. And Cam Thompson said, when we swapping rides, which I want to know which ride he means.
Well, I would be for riding in that crate sprint for sure. Anytime he wants to switch, I'll definitely jump into that car. I've watched it from afar, but yeah, I'd love to do that. So Cam, anytime we'll swap. It doesn't matter. Even if it was, well, I don't know, but I'll even run the bone stock. We'll switch. We'll see how he does in the mini stock first before I make a full commitment for the day.
All right. Well, that was all our fan questions this week. We want to thank everyone for submitting them, and of course, we wanted to thank Mike for taking the time to answer them.
No problem.
So, moving on here, we're just about, or I was about to say, actually, I was going to sound really, really bad about what I was about to say. We're almost out of time with you here, Mike. So we're going to give you a couple minutes here to thank anyone, your sponsors, your family, anyone you want to thank. We're going to give you a couple minutes here to thank anyone you want to for helping you throughout your racing career.
Well, obviously, first and foremost, most is family. Like my dad. My dad is he was racing back in the day with the Bombers, and I think he used to run like Austin Minis or something over at Flamboro back in the day with his family and stuff like that. And so I mean, I couldn't do it without him. I mean, we get back from the track, and if you ever saw our car week after week, it looks the same as it left the showroom every single time we come to the track because he puts so much effort into it. He's always making it look great. And sometimes we joke around because we're like, hey, no one's ever going to see that. Right. But my dad's like, yeah, but I'm going to know that it's not perfect. So he's always making us look good every single week when we go to the track. And, my brother too. I mean, my brother, he's there every weekend, and he's my tire guy. Right. So like he's taking temperatures, he's measuring tires, he's doing everything to get them where we need to be, and he's the one that sets the car up for the tire pressures before each race, and I trust him to say that's what we're going to do, and so that's what we're doing. And then our obviously too is my uncle is the one that does our motors, right? So he's got a shop there, and we build the motors there. And then obviously the sponsors, Butcher and Banker and Font Hill. I know I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The best burgers in Niagara, go to Butcher and Banker. Great atmosphere. They're always changing their menu, but they've always got the best stuff there. I know when we used to go to Merrittville, we used to always stop in. So anybody that's in the Niagara region, stop in and grab yourself something at Butcher and Banker. And then and also Tatra shoes in Dunville. Safety footwear. I know there's a lot of people at the track that uh, run businesses and stuff like that, where maybe they work at a shop somewhere and you need to have made in Canada footwear. Go see Tatra shoes in Dunville, look them up, and go get yourself a nice pair of safety shoes and boots. And everybody that watches this kind of stuff, I love this kind of thing. So anybody that's watching this, that's taking the time out, we all thank you as well, and especially those people that come out every week. So,
Well, I just had to add the Butchers and Bankers to my list of places to try. You were talking about, I was like, I had no clue, but I'm like, oh, sweet burgers. I'm like, let me add that to my list real quick.
there was a guy that does like like burger reviews. I don't know.
yeah?
He does like I can't remember the name of the guy, but he went there, and it was pretty high on his list. So when I say that they have the best burgers in Niagara, I'm not just kidding. It was actually proven by the score that he got. So.
Hey, Megan, road trip.
Oh, I'm always down.
I was gonna maybe suggest that to Jacqueline, but we already decided on somewhere else this weekend that we got to go see our good friend Jay Pepin. Actually, there's a high probability we're gonna go see our good friend Jay Pepin, and he lives down that way. But we already made a decision on where we're gonna eat. So we were gonna go to Merrittville, but I could get talking about food for hours. Mike, we want to thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to chat with us. I hope you had some fun. I know I had fun. I'm sure Megan can feel the same way. We're definitely gonna have to get you back on again. I say maybe the off season. We'll talk about your season and I see if we could talk some more crap about racing.
Absolutely. I got all the time in the world. I got lots of stories from probably from years past. So we'll get on again, and we'll hopefully when the next time we chat in the off season is because we're celebrating the championship this year. So
Absolutely, that would be really cool, because I know I'll be at Flamboro Championship night. So if we can kill two birds with one stone,
absolutely.
I'm ready. Thanks again for jumping on with us this week, man. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
You too. Thanks a lot.
All right, bye now.
Bye, Megan.
See ya.
See ya.
And we're back after having Mike Thomson join us. That was a lot of fun. Did you learn anything new?
A lot, actually.
Yeah, that was we're gonna bring him back on probably in the off season. We're gonna go over he said he got his ass whooped, but we're gonna I want to dive into more on the enduro stuff. The whole deal at Delaware, kind of running the dirt stuff with his brother. It's just, there's still so much we could have talked about. But we need to we need to cut back from these 2-hour shows and 3-hour shows.
Part 1, part 2.
Part 1, part 2. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get him back on in the fall. Hopefully, like you said, maybe with the championship win. That would be pretty cool. It's great. It's great working with him, and I don't mean to put myself in there, but it's nice someone like Mike Thomson is trusting me to help him broaden his social media presence for his racing program.
Definitely.
Because to me, that's just, it shows to me that what I'm trying to accomplish is starting to work. Because I want to see racers involved. I want to, it's great for us because it's just another way for people to find them. And this interview is going to go up on his YouTube, not on his YouTube page, is going to go up on ours, but it's going to go up on his page on our website. Why? So that way people who come to a site, maybe after a race at Flamboro, right? It's like, oh, let's go check out this pet website. Check it out. Boom, there he is. There. Oh, he did a podcast. Let's check it out. There's so much we can do to get these drivers known.
Definitely.
And that's what we're trying to do. So I don't mean to interject myself into the conversation sometimes, but sometimes it's nice and easy to do. Next week on the show, who do we have next week?
I just looked at it.
You just looked at it and you didn't. Andy Camrath. Wow, he's got a back-to-back week here because he's on this week's The Stickers and Scuffs.
Oh, right.
And then he's gonna be on our show next week.
And
then we're gonna be off for Easter. Good reason. We're gonna have a nice little get together at our house, and we're gonna have the kids here. We're gonna have the wedding party over, hopefully. And are you guys are still coming to that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure I just totally forgot to even open the message that you guys sent.
That's okay. No one remembers us anyways.
I'm really bad. Well, I mean, even when you sent those freaking questions for me to answer, I'm like, John didn't send them to me. Kidding. I just didn't open it yet.
I know
so don't take it personal.
That's okay. That's why usually I make sure I send it through Snapchat.
Yeah.
Because then that way I know when you see it.
Yeah.
And it was like, nah, you saw it. I know you saw it because you opened it.
Facebook, Messenger, and Instagram are the worst ways to contact me. Like, you gotta text me or send it through Snapchat or I won't open it.
I'm so bougie that it has to be through these or you're not getting an answer.
I don't know why those two just like I see it and then it's like the notification's gone and I'm just like, ooh.
I would hate to see what your phone looked like with your notifications because like I can feel like there'd be like 1,500 like notifications for Facebook and you'd be like, whatever.
Literally,
you're gonna have 100 messages in Facebook. You're like, whatever. I don't remember. Am I in the ballpark?
Yeah, maybe not that many because like I'm not popular or anything. Like I don't get that many.
It's funny because I sometimes like I'll be working away at work and next thing I'm like, oh, you're just, dang, I'm like, who the is messaging me?
Oh my god, I have a friend.
I got someone to talk to. Yeah, next week on the show we got Andy Camrath. We're booked all the way into July now. Which is awesome because like, and I actually had someone message me after our last conversation that we had with our last episode with Jennifer Hatch and Kenny McNichol, and they emailed me through our contacts page on Facebook, or not on Facebook, sorry, on the website.
Yeah.
So first of all, that was the first contact information we got from the website, which is awesome.
And I thought sending you one through there just because I don't even know what it was about. Like,
just for shits and giggles.
Could literally just message him.
Hey, John, I got a thing about this week's podcast I want to run by you. Can you get back to me, Drew? These convenience. Oh my god, we could have so much fun with that. And but yeah, we're looking so good right now on who we got coming on in the coming weeks. Before we get out of here, I want to say because I just seen their last name here, I got to say a big thank you again to Wade Thorne for hooking us up with a light for Jacqueline's car. A week after an incident, and we got the car back together. Bumper, headlight, and hood, all done. So, did we lose Megan? But yeah, I got to give a bit before hopefully Megan comes back here in a second. She unfreezes. I got to give a big thank you to Wade Aaron Auto Recyclers, for helping us out getting Jacqueline's car back on the road after last week's incident. And she left us. Okay. I'm sure she'll be joining us back here in a minute here. You guys can find us on. So if you guys want to go check out our website, joemedia.ca, you guys are going to be able to find all our latest news, stories, anything we got going on with Jomo Media, and as well as welcome back, Megan. How's your break?
Great. I don't know what happened to my Wi-Fi, so now I'm on my data instead.
Oh no. All right, well, we're not going to take
I'm on my iPad tonight.
we're not going to take too much longer here. I was just telling everyone that they can go to joemedia.ca to find us. Check out all our latest content, our podcast uploads, news about our drivers that we're working with. You guys can also find our promotion sections to find out what we can offer your racing program for this year. You guys can also check out our supporters page, where we have a lot of amazing supporters like Vision 20 Studios Graphic Design, Lift the Visor, Driver Cal. I'm missing a few. I need to be man, I get mad at y'all for not forgetting your sponsors, but of course I got to thank everyone who supports us in any way possible with the True North Racing Podcast, Joe Media as a whole. Yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything else to go over to talk about tonight. So Megan, if you're up for it, let's send them home.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening to the True North Racing Podcast. You can stay up to date on everything going on by following Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep up to date on all the latest content. For John Morrison, I'm Megan Mitchell, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
See us.
Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing, let's go.